Welcome in, everyone, to another session with the Second Chances. Before we get into our recap, thank yous, as always, First Squad Critical Role for creating the wonderful world of Exandria that we're playing in. Specifically, we're using the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount. And, of course, the music that you hear tonight is going to be from Reliquary Records, Dungeon Glitch, and Critical Role. So thank you goes to all of them. Make sure that you check them out on your streaming platform of choice. So last we left the Second Chances, they had just left Trostenwald after finding out some clues that pertain to Hermia's history in the Feywild, as well as her brother. And now they're on their way out of the Empire at the behest of Zenithal, one of the members of the Cerberus Assembly, and so they're heading towards the Menagerie Coast. On their way there, we had a few revelations within the party. Maeve finally reached out and had a heart-to-heart with Kaylin, the bard friend that they made months ago when they were further north, who's currently pursuing some inspiration in the Kryn dynasty in Jorhas. And
the SS Malin has sailed.
They have both made their intentions clear to one another that they do have feelings for one another, and we'll see how that evolves going forward, given that they're nearly a continent apart.
Oh dear, this long distance is going to be rough.
Leaf also had a few heart-to-heart conversations with people in the party, and it seems that since Kieran's departure, he has started to subscribe to some of the characteristics of Zana and has begun to close himself off so that way he cannot be hurt by other people leaving. Rosalind also had a visit from Shadow, who made it clear that she is done playing games. What that means, whoops, we're not sure.
She's rude is what it means.
Remember to hit repeat, Robbie. There we go. You also decided that in order to try and find some allies within Exandria, that you would maybe reach out to your quarry spirit here, because if Roz doesn't exist, maybe Ceres does.
Yeah,
and indeed they do, and are 8 years old. So now you have that relationship going on.
Yeah, it's great. I get to be Alien Roz.
Alien Roz.
The party made their way to the Wuyun Gates, which is the gates and the gorge separating the Empire from the Menagerie Coast, but it seems it is closed due to an unusual surge in giant attacks. Well, the party decides what is next for them and whether or not they can help out with the giant attacks. One of the guards had mentioned upon seeing Leaf that is the third sentient automaton they have seen within a few weeks' time, and the party went over towards the little tent city that has popped up of all the travelers that cannot pass through to see if they could track them down. So with that, we will go ahead and jump into the episode. And Second Chances, what would you like to do?
Seems we have I know, I sure that was. Seems we have a...
So,
Leaf, you doing okay there?
You followed the, not quite children, but teens who were basically helping, kind of get everyone settled in and taking people around here, taking care of your horses and whatnot.
I forgot about that. I had tried to reach out to Zana, but I didn't know if she was within 100
Correct.
feet of us.
Yep. We didn't quite have a chance to do that yet, so we'll get to that. So You follow the kids over, they take care of your horses, and you all kind of start to unload from the carriage. And Leaf, you are still standing there, processing the information that apparently there are 2 automatons here somewhere that remind the guard of you and can speak on their own.
Well, that's weird.
We should find them.
Oh, this one would not want to impose on any other travelers.
Well, what if you're helping me find them?
Oh, why do you need help finding them?
For knowledge?
I give Hermia a thumbs up.
know where Dr. Cornelius is, or Fernelius. What's her name?
I think it's Fernelius.
It is.
Roz gives you a look like this, Leo.
Sorry, I'm old.
It's fine. No, but Leaf, yeah, if there's some others like you here, you should definitely at least try and say hi.
We're gonna probably be stuck here for a while, so we'll be probably mingling with the other people anyway.
Okay.
Trying to reach Zana.
All right, so Maeve, you want to try and reach out to Zana?
Yeah, I don't know. She's probably not within 100 feet, but I might as well try.
Go for it.
Okay, I did it.
Oh,
What do I say?
well, hold on, because remember, you have two abilities. There's trying to talk to them, which is 100 feet. Excuse me. Or there's just trying to sort of like locate and ping where they are, which I think is 500.
Yeah, I'm gonna try talking first because that's like you can do it's an at-will power.
Sure.
And so she's gonna just say, Son, are you around here? We're stuck at the gate.
I am. I've been trying to gather information.
Good to know. We'll just be hanging around here until we hear of anything. Do you need to know our location, or
I
you gonna
think I can
find us?
find you.
Okay. Just let us know if you know anything.
All right. So with that, would you like to begin looking for these automatons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Leaf and Hermia, give me an investigation check.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm good at those.
You are?
Yep.
Because I'm not.
I got a 14.
14
I
isn't
got.
bad.
Oh wait, maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. 12.
Okay. So as the group of you begin to walk off with Hermia and Leaf kind of leading, you actually hear a shout behind you, and you turn to see that it is the guard that you had talked with before, Yusef. And he goes, "Hey, hero people, I guess."
Second chances?
I love. We definitely turn to respond to.
Yeah,
people like
he
that.
looks
So I'm
down.
like,
Right.
That must be us.
Yeah,
Yes, I guess.
second chances. If you have
Yeah.
time now, the captain has them, and I can squeeze you in. I know that she's gonna be super happy about it, but it's better than waiting till,
Oh, yeah.
I mean-
Sure. I can handle that if you guys want to go look for the other two.
I believe
Okay.
we should all go to meet with this captain.
You know what,
don't
Leaf?
believe so.
You're not
I-
allowed to go. You don't
I
get to
believe
go meet the captain.
in divide and conquer. There we go.
Divide and conquer. That's not a
I
bad
can-
idea.
Keep Roz safe. So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, me and Leo will go check out. We'll go talk to the captain.
All right. Well, how about I join you and Hermia and Leaf?
Yes.
Sounds good. All right, meet back here in an hour.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So Leaf, Hermia, Maeve.
Yeah.
You begin to head out.
Educational?
Yep, you begin to head out into the sort of it's not quite a shanty town, but I mean people have been here for 3-4 weeks at this point. Some of them waiting to get through the gate. So there are some tents set up. Some of the sort of carts have been turned into what is essentially sort of temporary places of just kind of camping out. So it's just like a large campground essentially. And going around and asking people if they have seen those like Leaf actually gets you to where you need to go pretty quickly. And you find out that these other automatons are on the further side, a bit off away from people, as it seems that a lot of folks were very curious about them. And as a result, they kind of put their camp a little bit further off to sort of stay away from the prying eyes. But eventually, as you start to move through, you are able to find who it is that you're looking for. Standing next to a cart filled with supplies, what looks to be basic travel necessities from what you can see, at least at first glance, you see two automatons. Leaf, you do recognize them as images, names begin to flash through your memory as more of your memory cores begin to unlock. You recognize them as your sisters, Rock and Vision. Rock has a hardy-looking frame created from dark metals and alloys. Has a sturdy, thick upper body covered in plates filled with dents that are attached directly to it. They're painted and textured to look like rocks. Arms similarly very wide and reinforced. The midsection of the body seems slimmer, but you can see that there are receptacles in sort of those empty places, the empty space, as though things could be stored there. The legs have several hooks and spikes on them, growing more numerous around the feet. It has a large pickaxe resting at its side. Vision, a slimmer, more lithe frame compared to the other. The metals are painted browns and greens, and it's draped with a cloak and net to simulate camouflage. It's a bit taller than the first, but slimmer and could easily blend in with any environment in nature. The face, or where it would be, has several glass receptacles and lenses that seem to be constantly twisting and turning around. And they're just standing there, motionless.
Are they with anyone else, or is it just those two?
You don't see anyone else around or close to them here.
Unfortunately, it would appear that they are in stasis. We should
you
probably come
sure?
back later.
Are you sure?
They are not moving.
Robots!
Yeah, that's one way to do it. As Hermia calls out, both of them simultaneously shift their focus towards your group. And upon seeing Leaf, one of them responds. Unit R66Y, Lichen Ectocliptic Amplifier of Fauna and Flora, designation Leaf. Secondary primary objection has been complete. Unit Rock, report to the Marcus. The two of them kind of stand there for a minute, still looking in your direction.
Secondary. What does that mean?
Leaf?
I say that to Leaf.
Mm-hmm. You watch as Rock lifts up its hand, and its fingers very quickly sort of flash back and forth into different. Those of you with any magical experience recognize it as a sort of semantic component, and then it begins to speak. Marcus, subject unit R66Y, Lichen Ectocliptic Amplificator of Fauna and Flora, designation Leaf, has been found. Should these units alter their current primary objective?
What primary objective?
I
think-
don't know.
I think they were looking for you, Leaf.
It would appear so.
You sound confused, Leaf. I'm concerned.
This one was uncertain if there was any other surviving R6 series left.
The two of them still seem to be standing there, inert, looking at you, but waiting otherwise.
Do you want to say something?
Hello, Rock and Vision.
Rock speaks. Affirmative. Changing primary objective. And then the two of them simultaneously. Engaging primary objective. Retrieve unit R66Y, designation Leaf, at all costs.
What
and you
the
watch
fuck?
as Vision takes out the bow and Rock grabs the pickaxe.
Whoa, whoa!
And begin to walk towards you, Leaf.
What is happening?
I get my bow ready.
Who's
This one-
Marcus?
This one appears to be in danger.
I want this one appears to be in danger on a t-shirt.
Go
Who is
ahead.
Marcus?
Go ahead and roll initiative, you three.
I don't wanna.
You don't want. I'm concerned. I'm about to break some robots. I
I'm
don't feel good
concerned.
about that.
This one
Whoa,
is
whoa!
concerned.
Why are my rolls bad today?
Ooh. actually a 19 total for Vision.
Oops.
And only a 3 for Rock. Womp womp.
Oh, that's good. I got higher than Rock at least.
All right, Maeve, what'd you get?
8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Leaf.
She's
20?
very, very surprised.
And Hermia.
19.
What's your dex?
Like my modifier?
Yep.
Yeah.
2.
Okay, you get to go before Vision then. All right, so Leaf, they're both walking towards you with their weapons out. Rock is coming towards you with like his hand to grab you. What do you do?
I'm going to. This one is going to call out. Attention! Wait. Attention, sisters. Please let us engage in discourse before any rash actions occur.
End of your turn.
Leaf will also adopt a defensive stance.
All right,
With
so
the
we'll
dodge.
say if anything tries to attack you, they do so at disadvantage.
Yep, just a dodge action.
All right, Hermia, what are you doing?
Leaf, what's the plan, buddy?
I'm going to say, yeah, also, sorry. Hold on, let me finish swallowing my food. I'm sorry.
No, processing.
Processing.
Processing trauma.
Loading. Leaf is also going to say, please do not harm my sisters. They are family.
Okay,
Things.
I'll have Fomir out, but I'm not like gonna attack just to like make sure like I don't get like beat in the head with like an axe or a
Sure.
shovel or whatever they're trying to hit me with.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say robots, we are friends of Leaf. We don't want to fight you.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm also like, you know, if they're gonna attack to like, you know, just not hurt them but not get hit.
Yep. So you say that, but you are all drawing your weapons, and as Rock gets closer to Leaf, Vision pulls her bow up and strings an arrow back, and originally had it aimed at you, Hermia, but when you said, we don't want to fight or I'm not going to harm you, it shifts over towards Maeve and fires. Oof, yeah, that's going to hit Maeve, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a crossbow, not a bow. So, Maeve, you take 7 piercing damage as a bolt hits you in the shoulder. And then as you look back up, it's already reloaded another one and fires again. 2 19s. You take 4 piercing damage.
Ow.
Now it's your turn, Maeve.
Okay. Do I see that they changed when Hermia said that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, despite getting hit by a crossbow, she's not hot-headed, so she will put her bow down. I guess as best she can, but still, I guess take the dodge action and just be like, "We're here to talk. We don't want to fight."
Okay.
There she goes. Ow.
Pretty much. 2 of them. Ah!
Yep. Rock comes up and puts its hand on your shoulder, Leaf. Do not resist. Come with us. And begins to pull you back towards the wagon.
Is there anybody in the wagon?
There's not. There are horses, though. They do have horses here.
Maybe we should come with then.
I mean, how far are we going though? Like that's the real question. Like,
Vision turns to you and says, "We are taking Leaf home now. Your assistance
where
is
is
no longer
home?
required.
where is home?
Your assistance is no longer required."
Where is home?
Are you resisting Rock, Leaf, or no?
No. I'm going to. This one is going to say. It's going to turn to. Its head just completely turns around without like moving like an owl does, and say, Do not worry, Hermia and Mother of Dragon Maeve the Knave. Stay here and let the others know. I will be this one will be all right.
No. One of us is at least coming with you.
Your assistance is no longer required.
Leaf is our family, and you can't just take our family away.
Rock takes you over and, like, picks you up and puts you into the back of the cart, and then turns back with Vision. Your assistance is no longer required.
Look to Hermia.
I don't
Maybe-
like this.
I'll think to Hermia. Maybe I can try to follow it.
Yeah. I guess.
Please
Are they both,
vacate the
like-
premises.
Why do we have to leave if you're leaving? That's illogical.
I mean, that is a point. Let's just... She'll put her hands up. If Leaf is going willingly, then we will not object.
Can I... Are they looking at me?
Yes.
Okay. Look somewhere else.
Yeah, both of them are looking directly at you, crossbow and pickaxe drawn.
Let's just walk
I'm
away.
gonna put Formir away and just put my hands up. I'd be like, okay, you can go now. Bye.
I think she and I have the same idea, but we can't be seen while we do this spell.
All right. While this is happening, Rosalind, Leo,
Oops.
Holy jeez. We're gonna come back after an hour and it's just gonna be Hermia crying. Yeah. Oh god.
So, you are taken with Yusef to see the captain here. They take you up near where the actual Wuyun gates are and kind of off to the right a bit. And you see a small structure. I mean, there's a few of them, but one of them kind of built into the side of it, which maybe serves as sort of the primary part of, like, the outpost or the interior here. As they take you inside, you see a half-elven woman sitting at a desk in her early 40s. She has sort of a taupe brown skin, like beach sand as the tide is pulling out. Her hair is cut short at the sides and back, but has a medium-length tuft that rests to the left and almost falls into her eye as she brushes her forehead. She seems a bit frustrated, as you're sort of brought into this sort of small little outpost here. As you enter, Yusef kind of knocks on the door lightly, and without even looking up, she goes, "I'm not telling you again, Yusef. No one gets through. I don't care who their father, uncle, or great-great-grandmother was. I don't care how much gold they offer to put in your pocket, or how important it is that they get to their great-grandson's 16th name day. Learn to say no."
This is awkward.
Captain, they say they can help with the giants.
Yeah, we slay things for a living.
She looks up to you. All right, and you're sure they're not just going to go through and head on their way to the coast anyway, like some of the others have?
No.
Okay,
That's
he can't be
very
sure, but-
convincing.
Yeah,
That's
but-
very convincing. Everyone that I've sent so far has either ended up dead or didn't give a shit about actually helping us here. So, convince
I
me.
mean, listen, we killed a whole bunch of blood toads up in Odessalo. We
I have
stopped
no
political
idea what a
assassination in
blood-
Bicetal.
Toad is.
Oh, we stopped a big assassination in Bicetal. That was fun.
Got rid of the Fey wall up in Trostenwald.
We did do that.
She kind of seems to be eyeing you over with a scrutinizing look.
Mm-hmm. Listen, we've been, we've been pretty much all through the Dwendalian Empire. We've done pretty well at fighting whatever's gotten in our way. Can't imagine hill giants being too different.
They can squish us pretty easily, but
Not
we
Hill
have
Leo.
magic.
Is it just the two of you?
No,
No,
there's 6 of us.
All right. She stands up, pushes her desk to the side of the office. There isn't a lot of room in here, but it's a decent sort of spot considering the size of the space. And you watch she goes over to the corner and picks up a great hammer. Let's see if you've got the grit to do what you claim you'd like to do. I need the both of you to go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh.
Hopefully this goes better than ours did.
Oh boy.
She got a 19 plus 1.
7.
20
Got that classic paladin initiative.
Come on, it's just classic Callie.
You know what? Hurtful but accurate.
25.
All right, so you're up first. Leo, what would you like to do?
Just gonna look at Rosalind and be like,
No lethal blows.
You
Understandable.
hear her laugh.
all right, and I will try to flank her and stab her in the kidney.
Okay, so as you move around back behind her and come into her space, she is going to use a reaction to attack at you. It's going to be 26 to hit.
That does hit, but I am going to use my reaction
To have the damage?
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea. So instead of 14, you take 7 bludgeoning damage. And then I need you to make a strength saving throw.
14 plus 0.
Okay.
Or plus 1. Sorry.
So you watch as Leo goes to flank around behind her. She watches him the whole way, and as he moves in, she just kind of jabs out with the top of her hammer and connects right with his face. You fall to the ground prone. I'll say that you probably spent 15 feet to get where you are, so I'll let you stand back up and then make your attacks.
Okay.
So go ahead with your first attack.
It's a 13 plus 8 hit.
It does.
Plus 1 does a 16 plus 8 hit.
It does. No sneak attack on these. Roz isn't close enough.
That's fine. 5 damage plus 10 for the piercing damage for both attacks. 3, 4 for the fire damage. So 7 extra fire damage.
So how much total?
15 plus 7, so 22 damage.
All right, so 22 damage. So you're able to get back up and kind of slash out and stab at her, and you do make contact, but as you pull your blade back, there's no blood on it, so it didn't penetrate her armor, but she does kind of, sort of grimace as the blade sticks into her. So hurt, but probably not as much as you're used to dealing to some people.
And then I'm gonna give my bonus action to give Roz advantage on her next turn.
All right, Rosalind. Oh, no, sorry. It's this lady's turn again. So after that, she kind of grins at you, Leo. And a lot faster than even that last jab was, she launches 2 attacks with his hammer at you. Oh, Leo, that was a natural 20.
Jeez. I'm just getting our asses beat today, randomly.
Luckily, one of those is only a 2, so you take 17 bludgeoning damage as she smashes you in the face again. Make a strength saving throw.
That's a little better. 18 plus 1, 19.
Okay, you do not fall prone this time.
52 minus 17.
35.
17 to your AC?
Meets.
All right, you
So
take
it
another 15 bludgeoning damage as this time she hits you in the gut with the hammer. Make another strength saving throw.
16 plus 1.
back down onto your back as Rosalind comes charging in behind. Rosalind, what would you like to do?
Yep. Rosalind's gonna come in. She's gonna first use her bonus action to put Bastion of the Meek onto her,
Okay.
and then she's gonna do a stab.
All right, go ahead.
That one.
With advantage.
Yep. 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
She'll charge a second level Divine Smite into it.
Okay.
So that'll be 4d8. So that is going to be 8 slashing damage,
Mm-hmm.
and then 20. No, sorry, and then 18 radiant damage.
Okay. So as you charge forward and bring your blade into her, she has her reaction back, and as you enter her space, at the same time, she swings her hammer back around the other way, and that's like a 30 that she rolled. So you both connect. You both connect with each other at the same time. So you take. Oh, not a whole lot. You take 8 bludgeoning damage as the energy from the Divine Smite comes down and sears into her. Kind of catches her a little bit off guard, not expecting magic. Make a strength saving throw.
$17.
You fall on your ass as well.
Damn.
And she kind of backs up.
So if it's when I move into her space, that'd be before I hit her that would happen.
We'll kind
So,
of.
yeah.
It's fine. This is fluid theater of the mind stuff.
because I have a second attack to make. is my point.
I'm aware.
Okay.
There is room, so you can use the rest of your movement. You don't have to move that far to get back up and launch a second attack. But as you are, she's kind of like goes to put a bit of difference between the two of you and kind of holds her hand out and goes, "Stop." There's 6 of you, you say?
There's 6 of us, yeah.
Are they more like you or more like him?
She kind of tilts her head at that. I would say somewhere in between.
Ouch.
Wow.
Roll
She doesn't mean
a
in terms of strength. She means in terms of what kind of fighters they are.
roll a persuasion check.
15.
We have no reward to offer. We're not sending any of our own soldiers with you. The giants are too well embedded in the gorge. It's suicide.
Our reward will be that we get to keep going.
And you don't
Fine.
take cheap shots at us anymore.
All's
Wow,
fair
my
in love
pride
and
is
war.
hurt.
Roz will walk over and lay on hands, Leo.
She goes and puts her hammer back down and sits at her desk with a bit of like and then takes a healing potion out of her desk and drinks it.
There you
What
go.
did you say
Leo,
your
heal for
names
30.
were?
Rosalind, Lorest.
Yusef goes, the second chances?
That's, the group name.
All right. My name is Razia Swift Eyes. I'm the captain of the Righteous Brand here. If you are able to rout out the giants, do us a favor and take some time to come back and let us know.
Oh,
If you're not
so
back
now-
in 3 days, we will assume that you died or screwed off to look after yourself.
Fair enough. We'll leave in the morning.
I'll let those at the gate know that the second chances get passage.
She gives a big, happy, wolfish grin. Sounds good to me. Thank you very much. You've been very kind, Miss Swift Eyes.
Maeve, Hermie, and Leaf.
Yep.
So, Leaf, you're sitting on the wagon watching these 2 robots threaten your friends.
I put it in the chat of mental message to Zana. Do you want me to say it out loud?
Possibly send, no time to explain, but yeah. Go ahead.
So she kind of mental messages to Zana. No time to explain, but Leaf just taken away in caravan, but other automatons like him. They were using force. Hermie are going to try to follow, but if you're available, we could use the help.
Okay. You send that out. You don't hear anything back. So, what are you and Hermia doing?
Are they still looking at me?
Yes.
Yes, we need to get... Is there like a place to get?
They're probably about 50 yards off of the rest of like where the rest of the like tents and caravans and stuff are. So
Okay.
they have a pretty wide sight line, so you'd have to leave them to go wherever it is that you're going.
It's really irritating. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna probably think to Hermia and go, I'm ready to cast invisibility. But we need to get out of their sight line. They're gonna keep, you know.
So,
Let's.
is there like any way that we can like there's nothing to like duck behind? Like a corner to turn?
Not here, unfortunately. You'd have to, again, go back about 50 yards away into the cover of, like, the other tents and caravans and stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna mentally think to Maeve. I was like, all I need is to not go past 90 feet.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna walk and occasionally look behind us.
Yeah.
All right. They're watching you walk.
I don't
The
know
most
what she's
awkward
doing.
way.
I was just casting invisibility, so I'm not sure what's happening.
You're casting invisibility, like, out in front of...
No. Once we're away from them.
Okay,
that was
so
my
you're going to go to, like, find some place where you're
Yeah.
unseen to be able to cast invisibility?
Yes, that was
Okay.
the plan.
So, Leaf, you watch as the two of them... Hermia awkwardly looking back over her shoulder every couple feet.
I'll think to Leaf. We got you covered, buddy.
Before she mentally says that, Leaf thinks to itself, "This one is being left alone again."
Oh my god!
Just kidding.
You better have only thought that to yourself, because I will turn right around. I don't care if I have to kill your family.
Maeve is thinking to Leaf.
Wow.
I'm sorry to do this, but we're gonna find you.
Leaf will raise a hand to its temple and think, "This one will be all right."
All right. Well, Maeve's gonna think back. Just, we may need some help of catching you where you are, so keep aware of your surroundings. Gonna Sherlock Holmes this. What does the
All right.
cobblestone sound like, Leaf?
So, as you watch Hermia and Maeve kind of disappear into the tents, and I assume you two are both going to cast invisibility on yourself?
I don't know what Hermia's doing.
So, as soon as like
She casts fireball, I swear to God.
as soon as they get they can't see us,
Yep.
I'm gonna cast so like if they can't see us, can I see Leaf in the wagon still?
Make a stealth check, but 50 yards, you're about 150 feet off.
I'm 150 feet off. I said I
Yep.
didn't want to go past 90 feet.
Okay, well, you have to choose then. 90 feet and they can still see you, or 150 and they can't.
Hold on.
He's with a lot to catch up on to even do a mental link. Oh, well, we can use the thing. Ah, whatever.
Yeah, within 500 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can channel people. Remember that one.
Are they still looking at me like the whole entire time?
It depends. Are you going 150 feet to the camp or no?
Well, okay, I'm gonna go that direction, but like when
They
do
are
they stop
watching you.
looking at us?
What
They
are you
don't.
trying to do, Hermia? Because we might be able to figure out. I don't know, but like, what are you trying to do?
Forget it. I'll just cast invisibility as soon as I get out of sight.
Okay, so you two get into the campsite. Hermia casts
Mhm.
invisibility.
I cast invisibility as well.
Okay, so you both have invisibility.
Mhm.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
and
You then hear a loud,
Oh god.
concussive blast.
Yeah, they're gone.
well, what is that though? What do you mean they're gone?
Some kind of teleporter, I'm assuming.
And,
Susanna.
yeah. And, Leaf, you watch as, oh shit, yeah. No, yeah, you watch as Rock's body, is, like, upper torso is removed from its lower torso, and it collapses, and the head hits the ground.
Maeve, I don't think you were that specific in your message to Zana.
Yeah, I realized that. I
Yeah.
told you we were going to use invisibility to follow, but whoops.
Oh shit. Leaf
Did
is gonna
you?
hate us.
We're running.
No, you did not say anything about invisibility. You said they're using force. We're going to try and follow. If you're available, we could use the help.
Okay, fine. I thought I said invisible. It's fine. I didn't
Yep.
say it.
Vision
Okay.
turns
I
and
thought
begins to
follow is
look
close.
to see
Okay.
if she can figure out where
God,
Zana is.
Hermia's hyperventilating. This is
Cannot.
Well, I'd like to
worse.
run towards the sound.
Yep.
if I
Yeah.
can.
No. You guys. I mean, you don't know where the shot came from, but you do see that rock is on the ground now. Leaf, you have a chance here to do something if you'd like to.
God.
Leaf would immediately assume that Zana's helping, right?
Yep.
Leaf is going to shout out, "Do not harm them. They are my family. They are friends." And Leaf is gonna bend down over to Rock and cast Cure Wounds.
This is.
What?
So as you kneel down again, a good part of their torso is missing. That was a crit. That one shot their HP. So as you bend down, Rock is looking up at you and is just kind of stuttering and repeating. Primary objective, retrieve leaf. And you put the heals into them. Unit Leaf?
Yes, Rock. Is that one all right?
Why did you leave us? And then its eyes dim.
Oh God.
You two invisible are running back up towards the campsite. Maeve, you hear Zana in your head. Was I not supposed to help? You said they were using force.
I thought you would talk to us first before going ahead. I should have been specific.
Mhm.
Sorry. Just don't know I don't know what's going on.
Vision turns towards you, Leaf. Obtain unit Leaf at all costs and levels the crossbow at you.
Leaf is going to...
25 to hit.
Ow! I mean, it hits. Yeah.
No, that's not a lot. You take 6 piercing damage as the first crossbow bolt sticks into your shoulder.
Ow!
Reloads, fires again. Yep, that'll hit. That's going to be 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
What do you do? The two of you running up, you can see that Vision has now turned and has started shooting Leaf.
How
I'll
far
think-
away?
We'll say that you probably dashed on your turn, so we'll say 60, so about 110 feet.
Oh, we're still 110 feet away. Okay.
Yep, so it's going to be another turn for you to get within, we'll say you get to 60 feet.
I'll think to
next
both
turn.
if I can. I'll think to both Hermia and Zana. I know it's one at a time. As out of respect for Leaf, let's focus on disabling.
Vision, as she is reloading the crossbow, says, "Do not worry, Leaf. You can be repaired." What are you going? Leaf, you have a chance to do something here before we
Thanks to
resume
Hermia
the
and Zana.
attacks.
You heard the robot.
Leaf is going to say to Vision and say, "What is your primary directive? Please let us talk and stop fighting."
To retrieve designation Leaf and return it to the Marcus for experimentation. She shoots.
Wait. So at some point I know like my invisibility is gonna drop, but I would want to cast phase step to like jump 30 feet ahead.
Yep. So Leaf, you are going to take 12 damage as she shoots
Ow.
2 more bolts into you, and then Hermia, using phase step and running and stuff like that, you are now within 30 feet.
I'm within 30 feet?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna...
Should have written Luster.
I'm gonna shoot... an Eldritch Blast at him. I don't know if there's any way to make it a non-lethal Eldritch Blast.
Well, Vision hasn't been hit at all, so she's still completely healthy regardless. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Throw an Eldritch Blast. Make 2 attacks.
Okay. Let's see. That is a dirty 20 and an 18.
Those both hit.
Okay.
Stop killing my family.
I'm sorry, I wasn't going to. That's gonna be a 7 and a 15.
All right. So 22. All right, your Eldritch Blasts hit Vision in the back, and her frame kind of buckles a bit, and she looks back towards you, and then looks down at Leaf. Apologies, Leaf. The Marcus should only need your processor, and is going to grab the top of your head and your shoulder,
Oh my god!
and is going to begin to try to pull your head from your body. You do have an action before this happens, though.
Turn into like a bear or something!
Leaf is going to attempt to cast Polymorph on Vision.
Polymorph. boy.
Okay. Wisdom save, huh? Not
Yes,
super
I'll
great
pick.
at those.
Warning, you cannot speak while in frog form.
That is unfortunately a 19. 18 plus
Yeah.
1. So it does not work, and she's now going to make a strength check to remove your head from your shoulders.
Wait, can I use a bonus action?
Sure,
Oh, wait,
yeah,
no, I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
No, never mind. I can't do
Oh,
that.
okay.
Wrong-
Give me
wrong
a composed athletics check here.
Athletics?
Yep.
Are you sure it's not animal handling?
Yep.
17.
She only rolled a 3, so you kind of put a hand up on both of her arms and try to stop her as she begins to attempt to pull your head off of your body. Maeve, you hear, "Can I shoot again?"
She just sounds very frustrated. Yes, this is getting worse. I have no idea what's going on. Go
All right.
ahead.
Hermia, you're close enough to where you can have an action first if you'd like. You're right up on them now.
Okay, so if I'm right up on them, can I, tackle the robot?
You can.
I'm gonna tackle the robot that's trying to rip Leaf's head off.
Make a strength check. I will give her disadvantage on this since she's in, not sort
Okay.
of doesn't realize you're coming and is trying to do something else at the same time.
Am I able to channel somebody?
What are you trying to do?
Not for this. This is strength, not skill.
Okay, so it's a strength check?
Yep.
Okay.
D20 plus
Oh,
your
wow.
strength mod.
I'm gonna use an inspo. 17?
That's with your strength mod.
My strength mod is +0.
Okay. She rolled a 17 plus 1. So unfortunately,
Oh,
she
God.
does hear you come and looks behind you just in time to kind of reach out and stop you with her hand that you just kind of run into. And so now she's
What
holding
about my cloak? She can't.
she's not
She can't
attacking
hit me.
It's on the
she's not
attack roll.
attacking you, but she stops you where you are. So she now has one hand sort of on your neck basically, and then another one on Leaf's. Maeve, what would you like to do?
God.
We'll say you're about 60 feet away at this point.
Okay. I guess we're gonna try doing this. Bonus action ensnaring strike, and I'm gonna shoot my bow at it.
Go for it. Make an attack roll.
18.
That hits.
Okay. 13 damage. And then the ensnaring strike. It needs to succeed a strength saving throw, or it gets what's the word I'm looking for? Restrained.
16.
I think that beats it. So
Okay. So you
I'll
shoot
do another
the.
attack.
Yeah, go for it. So as you shoot the ensnaring strike, your arrow basically kind of separates mid-air and is connected by all of these like sinews. And even though it hits, it seems to just be able to, its body just kind of like turns and whirs in some weird way, in ways that, with all the different camouflage on it, you can't quite see, but it seems to just dispel and shred the sinews of the ensnaring.
I only got 12 the second attack, so I don't think that hits.
No, that one unfortunately misses.
Okay. That's all she can do, unfortunately.
Leaf, what would you like to do?
I'm going to try to. This one is going to turn into a bear
Finally,
Okay.
jeez.
using my action.
All right, so Leaf suddenly morphs into a massive bear. I was going to call it a brown bear, but he's still leaf colors.
Leaf bear.
Yeah.
Vision looks up at you. Do not resist.
Wait for that,
This-
man.
This one would like to not be shot with bolts anymore.
Or experimented on. Or have my head ripped off.
Honestly, there's
are
a
up
lot
for
to be on this list.
those things are up for debate.
Oh, well, you want your head ripped off?
This one has not had its head ripped off before yet.
It hurt.
It doesn't know if it doesn't like it or not yet.
Needs more data.
All right, did you want to do anything else or just turn into the bear?
That's all I can do because that's my action. I believe,
All right.
so.
There's another loud blast. No, that'll hit. And you watch as the lower torso of Vision is taken out by another blast. It lets go of you, Hermia, and drops to the ground. You see the sort of lenses in the eyes clicking and whirring around faster, and then as they slow down, there's this, it's like a blue glow has been behind them, and it kind of fades and flickers green and then looks up at you. Leaf, 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 Leaf. Save the doctor. And then it fades.
Okay, do I get up there at this point?
Yes, you're all there at this point. You also notice that there are people who seem to be coming from the little tent city as well, with some Crown's Guard or Righteous Brand sort of in the lead.
We're in trouble.
Rosalind and Leo, you would have heard the two blasts, we'll say, as you were coming out of the thing, and kind of see that there's some sort of commotion, and you both recognize the gunfire as well.
Yeah. Roz glances at Leo and looks at him and says, Leo, I'm going to ask you something, and I need you to promise me that we won't talk about it later.
Sure.
We could just pretend we didn't hear anything.
I was thinking the same thing,
Rude.
but we gotta go save our children.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. All right, they'll hurry off to go in the direction of the
I-
gunfire.
Yep.
Trying my best here.
All right, so Leaf, Maeve, Hermia, you have the ruined remains of these two robots in front of you. You try to put heals into them, Leaf, and it mends some of the wounds. You can't quite put them all back together, but they both seem to be just inoperable for some reason.
Good.
You can tell me if this is a no. I know when Leaf died. Does this look like that?
No, not
Okay.
quite.
Okay.
Leaf,
Yeah. Okay.
as you look down at the ruined chassis of your sisters, you suddenly, another memory unlocks. You're helping Dr. Fernelius carry Reed in from outside. She's inoperable as well. Laying them down on the table. You look up at her. Dr. Fernelius, I feel sad at the loss of my sister. Why aren't you? As you notice that she's not sad for some reason. She thinks for a moment, looking at you. Well, Leaf, it's a little bit different for you and your siblings than it is for myself or other, I guess, more human folks. You can have second chances. And you watch as she flips Reed over and opens up a panel sort of on the above the neck, but on the back of the head, and pulls out a small memory card. All we have to do is repair her body, and your sister's back to normal. That's all.
In remembering that, I'm going to. This one is going to look around the chassis for memory cards of Rock and Vision. See
You're
if
able
there's
to
any.
easily find them. So you can put into your inventory Rock memory card, Vision memory card.
Okay.
Are they like SD cards or?
Yes.
Are they floppy disks?
4.5-inch floppies.
Ha. Okay.
At about this time, the Crown's Guard and the Righteous Brand get up close, and you hear some of them turn back and tell the other folks, hey, go back to where you were. There's nothing to see here. We're handling it. Everything's fine. They turn back towards you. What the hell is going on here? Nothing seems fine.
We're-
The
there was
other
some-
robots tried to steal our robot, and it just got.
We're handling the
Crazy.
situation. We apologize for the disturbance.
Where'd those blasts come from?
I don't know.
Deception. The blast came from the other robots after they were disposed of.
Make a deception roll at disadvantage.
If this works, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. It won't, but I will.
Oh.
I would have laughed. There was two natural 20s.
It's stranger things have happened.
I know.
All right. He turns around to two of them. You two gather up the robot parts, I guess. You two and your robot, come with me. The captain can sort this out.
Kind of groans, knowing that Zana's not gonna follow. Just gonna
I mean,
keep
we
going.
wouldn't want time to follow this.
You hear in your head, I'll wait back by the cart.
She just goes, I know.
You're welcome, by the
going.
way.
Thank you.
Leaf, you hear her in your head. I'm sorry.
Leaf is not going to respond.
All right. So, Rosleo, as you are walking in that direction, you eventually walk into the sight of your three friends being led by 3 of the Righteous Brand, 2 of which are carrying the remains of 2 robots with them.
What happened?
Out of the way,
didn't
please.
do it.
This has nothing to
I
do
did-
with you. If you could just stand aside.
We're in the same group.
Yeah, they're with our group. We're the ones going through the gate.
Here's someone nearby. He's like, wait, they're letting you through the gate? Shut your mouth. He just points at you and is like, shut up. No one's going through the gates. We're going to talk to the
Okay.
captain now about what to do with you.
Okay, she can tell you we're going through the gates. We
Hey,
don't go back there.
They
We
said
just
that these
talked to
people are
her.
going through the gates. If you don't shut your mouth, I will make sure that all of you are thrown in the brig tonight. We don't need and he just stomps off with y'all in tow.
Maybe
now-
we
Go to the
think-
brig.
A group of...
Roz glances at Maeve. That is the fastest I have ever gotten arrested.
No one's...
She just looks very
but
wary.
just barely.
No one's been,
gosh.
like, handcuffed or anything. But now
Yeah.
there is a group of people from the, like, civilian tent area that are now following around as well. And as they're walking along, you hear the murmurs behind them. They're apparently letting them through the gate. Is the giant threat been dealt with now?
We're in
I
trouble.
will quietly explain to Roz and Leo everything that happened. And she will just go, I'm very sorry.
Roz glanced at me. Man,
What? Just say it.
I was just thinking life was so much simpler when we just had to deal with portals and shit opening up.
We can only
Yeah.
hope that one opens up now.
Don't even put that out there. Don't even put that out there, old man. I swear to God.
It'd be easier to deal with than these guards.
She glances back. Might not be wrong about that.
So you get back up to the outpost where you got to talk with the commander not 10 minutes ago.
Oh God.
Commander
put-
Swift Eyes, very
they
nice
put-
to see you again.
Not out yet. They put the chassis down, and one of them goes up and kind of knocks on the door, opens it up, says some stuff inside.
I'm sorry.
The captain walks out,
It'll be a long day.
Yeah.
looks over at you, Roslyn.
Roz has a very apologetic look on her face.
So apparently more of them are like your elven friend than you,
Something like that.
She looks to the gathering crowd of people.
That was Roz's fault. I'm sorry.
Anyone who thinks they're going through the gate before I say so is welcome to a night in the brig. And if you don't think that I can fit all of you, I promise I am up for trying. And there's some grumbles amongst them, but they all eventually begin to shift and slowly walk back over towards their encampment. What happened, and why do I have 2 dead automatons out the front of my door?
Tried to kidnap ours.
And rip his head off.
Yes.
Why would they do that?
They
I
wanted.
don't know.
Oh, I don't know if we heard or not. So I don't
Well,
know
we
if I
heard-
heard.
We
I
were
was-
primary. We just heard that was their directive.
Well, no,
They
like
were-
when they were ripping off Leaf's head, I
Oh.
don't know, like if I was close enough to hear.
No,
them say
only-
they want
yeah.
the processing thing.
Only Leaf would have heard that.
Okay.
Does Joe speak the same way they do?
Affirmative.
He seems to have more
Shush.
of a. Okay, bye.
Robot?
His name is Leaf.
Leaf? Explain yourself.
Oh, this one is known as like an echoleptic amplificator of fauna and flora, also known as Leaf, and R6XY series automaton built for research purposes by a female elf named Dr. Fernelius.
She means, why were you getting kidnapped, Leaf?
Oh, this one is not certain. This one was going to go willingly with them to meet a Marcus. However, pause, processing, deception, they spontaneously
God.
combusted.
Let's drop the whole lying bit, Leaf. Let's do this above board. Tell her exactly what they told you. Please, and I'm gonna insist.
Our 6 compatriots destroyed them both with her concussive blasts from a shotgun. Well, gun.
So the robots didn't say anything, Leaf?
Their primary directive was to bring this one to a Marcus.
Why were they trying to rip your head off?
To make it clear, Captain, if I may add, they were using force to prevent us from stopping them from taking Leaf.
Well, your friend said that he was going to go willingly, but what does the Clovis Concord want with him?
Pause. Apologies. Clovis Concord?
The Marquise? Each of them
Uh,
rules over one of the city-states in the Menagerie Coast. They're known as the Clovis Concord.
Did I? Sorry, this is Chris talking. Did I hear Marcus or Marquis?
Marquis, yeah. It was basically.
Marquis. Oh, I thought it was the name
uh,
of Marcus. Okay.
Nope, they were using a title.
Okay. This one is uncertain. This one was unable to gather any more data on their primary directive or their...
One of the guards is like, you want us to just throw them in? No, I don't really want to deal with this headache more than I have to. You still up for hunting down some giants?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh.
Open the
Gladly.
gates and put them through. You're going now.
Fair enough.
Outstanding. Ra's gonna think to Zana, if you're nearby, you're gonna want to come with.
You see Yusef is like, kids, go and get their horses. We're not. Get their goddamn horses!
Okay.
And
I'd
you
like
watch
to
as
take
the two of them like run over and start to like get your horses and take them over to get them hooked up to the cart.
Raz, you don't happen to have any lay on hands, do you? Like a
I spent most of it on Leo.
That's-
He got his ass kicked by the
Okay.
commander.
Maeve
here.
got
Okay.
shot twice.
Yeah, it's okay. I got a healing potion, I think.
So we have a literal heal bot.
If the heal bot wants to heal me. I
Do
know
you
we're gonna.
require assistance?
Out of 1 to 57, I'm at a 46.
Compliance. And Alif is just going to raise its hand, which, by the way, there are still 2 bullets inside of its shoulder pads, but it's going to give you a cure wounds.
All right, should you also heal yourself, Leaf? Please?
This one is fine for now.
I still don't know why they wanted to rip your head off.
Thank you. That's actually perfect.
No.
56. What? Oh, here's
Plus 2 for my Sakal.
Thank you. Perfect. I'm at full health. I appreciate it. But please heal yourself too. For the
Hey,
love
are
of
you
God.
all ready for these people to be real fucking mad when we get to go through the gates?
Yeah, it's gonna be great. This is gonna be so much fun.
Why
Alright.
is nobody else concerned that someone tried to rip Leaf's head off?
Oh, I'm extremely concerned. I'm just trying to take one thing at a time.
Listen,
There's a lot happening.
We got a new name to put on the ass kicking list now, but we got to get through the gate before we can go do that.
Yes.
So,
And it's definitely will be thing number 1.
your cart is brought up with your horses and Zana next to it on Celtic.
I just smile and nod at Zana.
Yeah, it's that pleasant smile of like another day with a second chances, isn't it?
Yep. And as you are let through and the gates are closed behind you, you hear the rising complaints of those that have been waiting upwards
Oh, here we
of
go.
3 to 4 weeks behind you as the gates close shut.
During all this, Leaf is going to discreetly raise his hand to his temple and think to Hermia. My sisters were attempting to remove this one's memory cord to bring back to the Marquis so that I might be rebuilt later.
Is he telling all of the information? I don't
What
know
do
if
you-
I'd
what
like
do you
roll an
mean?
insight.
You
Um,
can. I will
because-
say you can. Ooh.
Cause like
Just-
I know like they said more like me the player does, but Hermia doesn't.
No, Hermia would not know. And I would say that because Leaf in general is difficult to get a read on, and because it's like in your head, that an insight would be very difficult since you don't actually know that there's more. So you'd probably just believe him.
Leaf also uses deception when he's lying.
Well, okay, but that doesn't mean like he does like lying of omission is still lying.
True, but
Yeah, but we're not psychic. Also,
So-
Leaf, stop trying to kill yourself. Heal, heal, damn it.
What? This is Chris as the player talking. What part am I not telling Hermia?
They wanted to experiment on you, dude.
Oh, I tell you that part too.
Okay.
I forgot that part. Sorry.
How did you forget? And I didn't. And I'm like coloring a
Sometimes-
picture at the same time.
Sometimes this happens. This is why I usually go, did you tell me XYZ?
Leaving the
Well-
safety of the Wuyun Gate and entering the gorge is an imposing experience. You hear the grinding of the gears and the wheels against the stone as they close behind you. A definitive, dull, cracking sound as the two sides eventually meet. The mountains on either side of you loom ever upward, blocking out the sun. And at this point, it's not quite nighttime yet. The sun's setting somewhere. But it's definitely getting to the later evening, and being in the gorge, you are already in the shadows of both the mountains. You start the slow march south, keeping your eyes open for any would-be giant assailants, and over the next, let's say, hour or so, you come across several sites of wreckage. From single carts to entire caravans, 4, 5 of them. They're caved in, torn asunder, set aflame, and resting under large boulders. There isn't much left in the way of supplies, probably taken by the giants. Even remains of people are few and far between. Also probably taken by the giants, eaten by wildlife, or retrieved for burial when possible. You do see the recent skeletal remains of someone's legs sticking out from underneath one of the boulders. Why don't two of you give me an investigation check, please?
I
Roz-
will.
Roz is gonna nudge Zana, be like, if you were setting up a trap in here, where would you set it up?
Do it too.
Literally anywhere. As you can see where they are, and especially if they're throwing boulders, the whole thing's a death trap.
Great.
I only rolled a 13.
You guys
I rolled a 5.
Leaf, do it.
What?
Okay.
You guys are terrible.
I'm sorry, I only get +1. I just get advantage.
I get 0.
You eventually come upon a solitary wreck, a single cart. It's of note because several feet away you see a body missing its upper half. The viscera and blood still wet.
Oh.
Nope, sorry, hold
it's
on. Nope, never mind that one. Ignore
Okay.
that. That's the wrong one. You eventually come upon a solitary cart wreck. It's of note because among the wreckage are several barrels bearing the crest of Trostenwald, which you all recognize. It seems to be the majority of what was being transported here. Give me some in perception or investigation, two of you.
I will do it this time.
I'll do perception.
How high are the walls of this gorge?
You
23.
are basically right in between the Sirios Mountains and the Ashkeeper Peaks. So if you look right down here, sorry,
Yeah.
people in the chat or in the stream who can't quite see it. On the west side, the Wuyun Gorge, they go up high into the mountains. On the left, towards the Ashkeeper, they go up a couple hundred feet, and in sections you can see bits of the forest, and then further from there off in the distance, you can just see the tips of some of the Ashkeeper peaks. So they are very, very high.
So a couple 100 feet, though?
Yes.
All right. Roz is going to glance over at Maeve. Well, if I can get up there, I could at least get a better view if we're walking into a trap and walk alongside with y'all.
It's because of all the rocky outcroppings and just the sheer cliff face of some of these, it'd probably be difficult to walk along up there. In some instances, you probably could, but it'd be a lot more climbing and you'd be a lot slower than those on the ground. And since you don't know this area, there are probably countless places, even for giants, to be able to hide up there amongst the cliffs and the pieces of the gorge on both sides.
Might be dangerous.
Well, I mean, walking down here in the middle of a gorge with things throwing boulders at us might be dangerous, too.
Yes,
Unfortunately,
but
even with your 23s, give me just a second here.
Okay.
None of you notice just yet that you are being watched.
Oh.
Great.
Does Zana notice?
Zana doesn't notice either.
She notices everything.
If we could have our guest pop on in.
No, Kiwi, I saw her in the Whispers channel.
Wait, what?
Saw her.
Guess.
Oh, snap.
Oh. Oh, hey.
Oh, snap.
All right.
Hi, Mal.
Who's this?
I literally sent her a Discord message as Robbie was being like, "Oh, you don't see," or or right before he said being followed. Did it? Let it be known. Hi, Mal.
Hey.
So what happens to us?
So,
Are we hit by
Mal,
a bullet?
with your natural 20 stealth that you roll, you can decide when it is that you want to reveal yourself, but you see this group of 6 around Hilda's cart. Second chances.
Around Hilda's cart, is that?
Yep.
Oh,
What would you like to do? Would you like to look into or investigate any more of the cart here?
Do they look like do they look like they may have an idea of what happened to the cart? Or like are they also kind of like looking at it?
I will say that you know they don't seem to be scavengers, so you don't have to worry about that. You would recognize Maeve as a pallid elf. They're not common, but you know that they're from the Menagerie Coast as well. And I would say that you also recognize that Leaf is obviously an automaton and similarly rare as well in the same sense, sort of pallid elves, but there are a few aoromatons that have been around the Menagerie Coast recently. So you get the sense that they're not entirely probably Empire people.
Okay, so in that case, just to kind of like gauge what's kind of like going on, I'm just going to try and kind of sneak up behind like maybe the 2 that I think are like the least likely to give me any shit.
Okay.
And
By sneak up behind them, like you want to get like right up behind them as close as you can type deal?
yeah. Like just kind of like not near enough to like catch any attention, but like be close enough to just kind of hear any conversations that they're having.
Okay, yeah. So where you're currently hiding from, you can hear any conversations that the whole group is having at this point. Hermia and Maeve, with your perception checks, I will say
I
that...
did investigation because I wanted to be different.
Yep. Sorry, investigation. That's fine. With your perception/investigation, you know that this cart was traveling south, so was coming probably from the Empire, going down to the coast. It's difficult to tell exactly how long it's been here, but there is quite a bit of weathering, so you would think at least probably a week or 2. And I will also say that, Maeve, with your perception, as you're all kind of chatting, looking around, you do notice a trail of very large footprints, giant-sized thereabout, that's heading into a rocky outcropping of the gorge to the west, up into the Sirios Mountains.
All right, I will point to the large tracks. Giants might be this way.
Yeah, I guess we'll. No sign. I assume no one in this cart. Like, there's no one alive around here, right?
No.
That we can see. No. Okay.
Are we still in our cart, or did we leave that over by the gate?
I suppose if you wanted to leave it back by the gate, you could have.
I would rather do that so we don't lose the horses to a fucking hill giant.
All right, so then when you guys were leaving and they were basically gathering your stuff, Leo was insistent that we will be back, and here's how you can make sure that I come back. Keep my horses safe.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
So Rosal, not all right. Well, I don't know. I guess we can do a quick rites for anyone who's fallen here, and then make our way up into the mountains. See if we can't find these guys.
Be quick on the rights because we may not have much time. Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, and Roz will do her best to recall some simple funerary rites from that her father would have done regularly.
Go for it.
Does anybody know much about giants?
You gonna recite it for us, Rosalind?
Give it a go. So she'll go over and she'll kind of like just put her sword down into the ground and set her shield up against it. And,
Ithric, I will say that while she's doing this, you notice and recognize the likeness of Avandra the Changebringer on Rosalind's shield, which would know is not a deity that is approved by the Empire, but is openly worshipped in the Menagerie Coast.
no.
They're just going to kind of not necessarily like continue to hide, but make it so like if they end up doing like another
Unfortunately, 2 people in our party have ridiculously high passive perception, so the moment you begin to think about coming out, I will say that Maeve and Leaf notice you. So if you would like to describe yourself.
okay.
Sudden luck.
So in that case, you're going to see emerge from like one of the wreckage. You're going to see a very tall, dark-skinned humanoid. They have they look human enough, but upon closer inspection, you're going to see like they have like weird eyes, and their hair is like nice and shocked in the their hair is long, white, kind of like tied back in a high ponytail, and as they kind of like scan their surroundings, they look at you, and you see the cat's eye pupils just like widen a little, and they go, "Y'all know this is dangerous, right?"
Roz practically jumps out of her skin.
Yeah.
Ah!
And you are? You don't look like a giant.
No, at least I don't think I was.
What do you mean you don't think you were?
I mean, last I checked, I've been able to go into buildings. Don't really have any history of throwing boulders or anything like that.
Have you
All right, let's
also fully revealed yourself, Ithric?
No, not really.
Okay.
Just kind of like leaning behind that wreckage. They
Yep.
were just at.
How about we start with a name?
The name's Ithric.
Ithric.
All right. Roz grabs her sword and shield back up.
And
Well,
they're going to raise both their hands. I'm not here to fight.
Well, are you here? Are you escaping, or are you part of one of these? So kind of point to the wreckage.
Neither. I'm here for that in particular, and they kind of point towards the cart that you're all kind of congregating.
The one
around.
with the Trostenwald barrels.
What's in the barrels?
Taking a
What?
closer inspection, it looks to be water from Trostenwald.
Just you want water?
Well,
They have special
they
water.
have special water.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're not interested in scavenging supplies or anything like that. We're just in here to get rid of the hill giants.
Oh, good. So we're on the same mindset at the very least.
You're also here to destroy the hill giants?
Not so much destroy, more so I'm looking for someone in particular.
A giant?
No, someone they might have taken.
Ah.
Why? Okay. Does anybody have any knowledge of giants?
I
Would
could
Shady
try to make
Creek Run have had giants?
I
at
could
one
make a
point?
survival check if you want me to, or a nature check, I guess. Although that's just +1.
I don't think that prior to this, any of you would have firsthand knowledge of giants, but some of you may have lingering knowledge. How about anybody who's trained in nature.
I
I
am
think
not.
only Leaf. Leaf, are
Leaf,
you
are you-
actually trained in nature, or did you decide not to?
That was the one
Of
skill I
course, I am trained in nature.
That's good, because I didn't.
Are you?
Gosh. Yes.
No? Okay.
Do you want me to roll?
This isn't for anything specific, so you do have some sort of secondhand knowledge of giants that you've either
Do
read
giants
or
normally
found some
take
way.
people?
Yes.
Do they eat people?
Yes.
Is that like their
I-
primary food group?
I would say that all of you
No.
know that. Giants eat whatever they can get their hands on.
Yeah.
Giants enjoy eating whatever they can get their large hands on.
There you go.
So they're not like smart?
No. Well, certain tribes are smart.
Yeah, I
Hill
would say
giants
depends
are
on the
not.
type.
Got it.
Okay, very well.
Well, if you're looking for someone, then we'd best move quickly. I don't know that giants tend to keep their food around for too long.
And then they're going to emerge fully out into the open.
And
boy.
you see that Ithric does not have legs, but the lower torso of a snake, and is a Yuan
what?
Ti.
You want tea?
Oh. Do I know anything about Wanti?
Why don't everyone go ahead and make a history check for me?
You got it.
Ooh, I think I'm
Do
trained
I
in
get to make a
that.
history check?
Yeah, Yuan Ti
11.
are in Exandria as well.
I made an average roll. 11.
That girl's a snack.
14.
Very nice.
I got a 21.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and put whatever it is that you got down into the chat for me. Leaf, you don't know shit.
I know it's a snack.
Yep. Roslyn, you've heard of them, but I would say that obviously being in this world, you know that your information probably isn't necessarily reliable, but you just know that UNT are a type of beastkin. Hermia and Leo, the two you know that they are native to the continent of Marquette. They can occasionally be found other places as well, usually around coastal or sort of marshland areas. They are sometimes falsely compared to or thought to be related to Miro and Nagas as well, but they're not. They're far more civilized and not as, bloodthirsty and violent, but regardless still sometimes tend to get negative reception from city folk.
You're far away from home, aren't you?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Fair enough. Are you you handy in a fight? You know what you're doing?
Dabble.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need more than dabble because we got about a 50-50 shot on people going with us coming back.
And they just kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
dab.
We have a bad, yeah, people
hold
don't
on.
come back.
Well, go ahead, Ithric. You're already here.
And they just kind of like jab a thumb at the massive longbow strapped to their back.
All right.
Are you here alone?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just checking.
Not a lot of people want to travel with the likes of me, as
Oh.
you can clearly see, and they just kind of like gesture to their lower half.
Why not?
Well, unfortunate. But, well, you are welcome to come with. Obviously, you're probably all ready. She'll kind of look at Roz, going to be doing this whether you come with us or not.
Yeah, it's fine by me.
Just a quick FYI, since it's been about an hour walking from the gates to here, you can kind of take that as a short rest if you need to. So if anyone had wanted to use some hit dice, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, Leaf.
Okay.
Roz will.
I feel like I wish I could give you your cure wounds back, so I could. I didn't realize we get a short rest before we got to go.
It's the conundrum, the
Yeah.
melancholy of the healer.
I
know.
mean, had you not pissed off the captain, you could have had a long rest before you left.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it do be like that sometimes.
Roll more than one die at least.
I'm working on it. It's weird using the short rest feature.
All right. While you're doing that,
So concerned.
tracking the giants is going to be a skill challenge here. So we're going to go around and people may suggest what skill they would like to use, argue for the reasoning, how they're going to use it. And based on that, I will assign it a difficulty, and you must get 4 successes before you get 6 failures.
I used
So.
the alternate oath of or channel divinity to get my spell slot back.
Okay.
Smart idea. That's what I do.
Short rest, baby. Get it back.
So who would like to go first in the skill challenge?
Who has the higher survival roll? I have a +6. I just wanted to check before I just started.
Do it up.
I have a +3.
You
okay.
are allowed to repeat.
I know, but it raises the
skills.
the
Correct.
the
It does
check,
raise
so
the
that's
DC.
why.
Yep.
Okay.
I was
Well-
gonna argue going first.
Go ahead.
With a stealth check to kind of scope out what's going on
Sure.
stealthily.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
That is an 18 plus 11.
Okay, that is 1 success. As Leo goes up ahead, and by this point, it is getting a lot darker. So it is a bit more precarious trying to walk up through the ravines and the cliffs and the paths of this gorge. Luckily, giants are a lot bigger than you are, so the paths that they take, you are able to pretty easily walk along as well. And the cover of night also helps Leo in scouting ahead. And he doesn't even have to come all the way back in order to let you know what he's found, thanks to the telepathic connection that some of you has. So, who would like to do the second skill check?
I would like to argue survival for tracking.
Easy enough. Go for it.
I'm gonna use inspo because I don't believe in my die.
Roz is gonna set up her mind link to Ithric. And just think to them. Hey, just letting you know, we tend to talk a lot in our minds. We have a link that lets us do that. So I'm gonna set up so that you can talk to me in your mind, but you won't be able to talk to them.
I was about to be like, you can't use your tattoo to talk to not. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Kalistar.
Yeah, I'm a Kalistar and I can.
Not my favorite total, but 16. I rolled a 10 and a 3.
That was 1 more than you needed for your second success. It's a bit more difficult to track under the cover of night. But Maeve, being a skilled and experienced hunter, and again, luckily giants tend not to be very stealthy creatures. So whenever Leo loses the trail, he waits for you all to catch back up, and Maeve is able to pick it back up for him. And it's 2 successes. Who would like to go next?
What kind of checks can we make for here?
I mean, just argue for a check, basically.
Yeah, you can basically choose any skill you want if you can give me a reason for it. The DC is based on it. Like, if it's a ridiculous use of the skill, like, I'm going to lie to my party with deception and tell them I know where I'm going, go for it. It's probably going to be a 30 DC, but
All right,
it's worked in the past.
I'll argue for athletics to try and climb up to higher ground and find a path
Sure.
forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just helping people through the rocky terrain in general. Absolutely.
Oof, 14.
So, on one hand, the fact that you're trailing giants means that you're not really going along any real precarious ledges. You don't have to shimmy across deep drops. But it's also a lot easier for giants to pass larger gaps or to climb up bigger walls. Rosalind does her best to try and help people up, pulling them here and there, going up first. And it's not too bad for you, Rosalind, but pulling up 2, 3, 4, 5 people begins to wear on you pretty quickly. And I am going to give you a choice. You can either take 1 point of exhaustion or suffer your first failure. Remember, there's 6 failures before you fail. This will only be your first.
Or you can die.
Yeah. Or die and deal
Wow.
15 points of damage.
I'll say the
Yep.
Wildemount special. Got it. Yeah.
It's okay to fail.
Yeah, we'll take the failure.
Okay. So at one point, when you're trying to help Leaf across the gorge, you drop him, JK.
Wow.
So you got your first failure as Roz begins to get a bit winded, helping most people up quite a few steep walls. Who would like to do the next one?
I will. Oh, you got something, Hermia?
Oh, I was gonna suggest you turn into like a dog or something and like sniff them out.
I like that Hermia wasn't going to do something. She was going to suggest something for Leaf to do.
Yeah, I know.
That's better than what I had. So, but I want to be something cool. So
Giant badger. Trust me, very cool.
Ooh, yeah, badger. But a badger like the English badgers. Don't be an American badger.
Yeah, and if you succeed, you'll be able to get one of your Leaf badges.
That was a weird laugh. Sorry.
I'm just gonna turn into like a mountain cat or panther or something,
Okay.
and start trying to pick up the trail of these stinky hill giants.
So is this a perception check using sense of smell?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
All right, go ahead and make your roll.
26. Sorry, that was a bad roll.
Right, because you have fucking advantage. I mean, the 16 would have made it anyway, just as an FYI.
Okay.
And indeed, as you start to get more into sort of the rocky outcrops of the gorge, the hill giants are no longer leaving the footprints that Maeve was tracking before. Occasionally there are drag marks of perhaps their weapons that she can pick up, but in the dark, it's a lot more difficult. And Leaf, transforming into a mountain lion, is able to pick up the slack with his deft scent tracking.
Excuse me, a mountain leaf.
A mountain leafian. Oh, that's a Pokemon. Whoops. All right, so that is your third success. Hermia,
How many do we need?
Ithric, you need 4. So Hermia and Ithric, who would like to do the next one?
What about Zana?
Girl,
Za-
do your roll.
Zana's
I
watching
don't
behind.
know. My
I
brain
believe-
is fried. I cannot think creatively right now.
It's okay.
Can I
Just
can I argue for acrobatics trying to get to like a better vantage point to see if I could find like any disturbed
Sure, this
paths
is
or like
a bit higher of a DC than what we've been working with so far, but that will work. It's not a ridiculous one. So yes, go ahead
Okay.
and make a roll.
Oh Christ, alright, that's a 10.
So, noticing that Rosalind has been getting a little bit tired helping people up, Ithric says that they can do so. They can help pick up some of the slack, and is easily able to scale the walls. Just out of curiosity, what's your strength, Ithric?
Strength is a +0.
Okay, thought so. Is able to easily scale the walls with their serpentine form, but Rosalind made helping and lifting all of you up look a lot easier than what Ithric realized, and doesn't quite have the upper body strength to replace Roz. Ithric, I will give you the same choice I gave Rosalind: 1 exhaustion level or 1 failure.
Or die.
I'll take the exhaustion point.
All right, take the 1 level of exhaustion.
Yeah, and if I don't have the upper body strength, I'm gonna use my my serpentine tail as like some kind of like.
Yeah,
pulley
so you're
instead.
still able to help. It just doesn't count as a success or a failure.
Yeah.
Hermia, you don't have to come up with
Idea
anything.
of like what to do. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
you don't have to come up with anything interesting or new. You can always repeat something that somebody else has already said.
Can I phone a friend and ask Volmir what I should do?
Sure.
who are you voting?
What are some of the stats that you're trained in or have high bonuses in, Hermia?
I have high perception. I have high insight. I have investigation,
I mean,
Okay.
you could use.
arcana.
So Foamir suggests that your strength doesn't lie in your physical attributes like it does with Roz. So rely on your wits. You can see in the dark, so you could use your perception. You know, at least in practice, in theory, you were trained how to get into the minds of your opponents. You could use insight to try and think about what ways or how the giants would navigate through here. Or you can use investigation to try and pick up trails as well.
Let's do perception.
Okay. Has somebody else done perception
did
yet or no?
perception.
So
You did
Leaf
perception.
did
Okay.
and sniffing.
Oh,
Yep,
that
okay,
counts
so-
too. Okay,
so-
never mind. Never
No,
not
that's you can still do that. I just wanted to know because that just affects the DC is all.
Well, yeah, but is it gonna be like 30? Because I don't know if I can. roll
No,
that
it's
high.
not going to be 30. 30 is an impossible feat.
It's 35.
Oh, got it. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna use an inspo.
Go for it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Move. Where is it? Perception. 21.
That is high enough. That is your final success.
There you go.
Phew.
So, along with Leaf, who's still in mountain lion form, we'll say, you're able to spot telltale signs of the giants, despite them no longer leaving footprints, finding and picking up the same scrape marks from dragging their massive weapons behind them that Maeve had pointed out before. That is your fourth success, which constitutes as a major success. So, navigating the Wuyun Gorge in the nighttime is no easy feat. You're not simply sticking to ground level and making your way from one side to the other, but together as a group, you manage to scale the dangerous walls of the valley and find your quarry unaware, sitting around a large, burning bonfire. You see a pile of boxes, loot, and creature remains nearby. 2 hill giants. You see a tree trunk of a club resting at their side. You see another gray stone giant shaving and chipping away at his own club so it swings swifter and hits harder. They don't have the high ground on you, but you do have a steep drop-off to your back into the ravine behind you. The walls of this sort of carved-out section of the gorge continue to rise high on the left and right, leaving only about 20 feet wide of room for this skirmish. They currently don't seem to have noticed you. The clearing does continue back behind them for another 70 or 80 feet before it turns. So, we're going to do this as a brief encounter, which I have rules for you to actually look at now, so you don't just have to try and remember what I say. So, you're going to pick one of the 3 options here, and then we'll go through just like we have in the past. You telling me what your gambit is, how that manifests narratively, and then we will do some rolls. So, let's start. Is there anyone who would like to do the strategy gambit, since that affects the difficulty of everyone else?
I usually go strategy.
All right, go
Trying
for it.
to point out like weaknesses and shit with my mastermind feat.
Okay, go ahead and make a... Let's do an insight check as your skill.
Insight is what I'm good at, I believe. Yeah, plus 5. So 14 plus 5, 19.
Okay, yep, that is plenty to make a success, which will affect the DC of everyone else. So give me just a second here.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna take the offense gambit.
That was, you said 19 was the total?
Yep.
Yep, okay. All right, did anyone else want to take a strategy gambit? All right.
No.
I don't think so.
In that case, Leaf, what would you like to do?
Support Gambit.
All right. How are you supporting? And remember, if you use some sort of finite resource, then you can get a bonus or some sort of like advantage or something like that. Ryoku, thank you very much for the tier 5 gift subs. I apologize. We don't have the alerts turned on during D&D, but I do see you, buddy. You can actually choose of the people on screen. You can give out 5 inspirations. So go ahead and either type in people's names or how many you'd like to give to whoever you'd like to. And thank you very much. I really, really appreciate you, Ryoku. And they're probably going to need these as well.
I will use some healing spells to keep everyone nice and healthy.
All right. What spell level? You only have to use one. So what spell level are you going to use?
I'll use a second level.
Okay. Go ahead and make a d20 roll and add your spellcasting modifier.
8.
Buddy,
Buddy, no.
your DC was 10.
What? But I'm within 10 feet of Rosalind, so that gives me a +4.
It's not a saving throw.
I don't care.
Do you have inspo?
You
If I
can use
inspo,
it.
it'll just be an 8.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, no, because you didn't you didn't
didn't
call
declare the
that you're
inspo.
doing it. So if you use an inspo, you can re-roll.
Okay, I'll inspo.
I'll
You,
just
you
like
don't
that.
have to.
It's
We will-
helping other people, so I'll inspo it.
Fair enough. It's not killing Leaf.
Yeah.
Hey.
There you go.
Dirty 20.
That is a success. And actually, I'm going to call that a major success, although I don't know if I put those rules in quite yet.
I
I don't see major success at all.
I got it. Don't worry about it. All right. Rosalind.
Full offense, and she'll burn a spell slot.
All right. What level spell slot you using?
First.
Okay. Go ahead and D20 plus your attack modifier.
All right, we'll spend it in spell. 19 or 19.
There you go. That's a success.
Roz and Maeve get 1 inspiration, and Hermia you get 2. And I
Yay.
get 1.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryoku.
Maeve.
I would also like to do offense. I would like to use a spell slot to kind of represent Hunter's Mark, but the idea being that I would be using Luster to kind of like harry them for
Okay.
a shot.
Sure.
If that makes
Yep.
sense.
Go ahead and
Okay.
roll a D20 and add your dexterity.
Just raw dexterity, not attack roll.
Yep. Yep. Raw dexterity.
Oh, okay. I will spend inspo, which I just got, so I'll just do that. Hold on. 23.
23. Very good. That is a major success. Ithric, you have any questions about this? This is your first time doing it. I'm not sure if you've watched us before or not. When we do this, I know you watch.
I've been reading while I
Okay.
while y'all were doing it. So Ithrix would go for the thing would be the offense gambit.
Okay.
Nothing to I was looking through. Nothing too fancy. Just just whip out the longbow and just like take shots.
All right. Then go ahead and make a D20 plus your dexterity, I believe, is your main modifier.
Yes. fucking nat 20. Let's go.
There you go. That is another major success.
Ithric showing off.
They gotta.
Hermia.
I'm guessing since Roz like ran in there fighting, it probably wouldn't be wise to use a Raven's Avenger to try pushing them back.
So, since this is all just narrative, you don't have to worry about, like, accidentally getting her. So, if that's the resource that you want to use to get a bonus, you can.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
offense. So, go ahead and D20 plus your charisma modifier.
I just got followed on Twitter by Slasher.
Nice.
Fletcher.
Wait,
Slasher?
Slasher?
Yeah.
What has he
Holy
been
shit.
doing? I haven't thought of him in, like, forever.
I don't know.
Famous people go be famous, I guess.
Guess I'll follow him back.
What a baller move to not follow a checkmarked person back.
Just straight charisma, or
Yep, D20 plus your charisma modifier.
okay, so that's gonna be 21.
All right, that is another major success.
Doing good. Look at us go.
Yeah, you're gonna need. I rolled a 6 on the turn, so yeah,
Rough.
it's not great. That's 7 turns total, but it's being reduced by quite a bit.
That's good.
Actually, yeah, it's you're down to basically only suffering 1 turn, regardless of what Zana does, because it would have been an offense. So, all right. So with that, having both the nighttime stealth and surprise on your side, this is a one-sided battle. Rosalind and Hermia run in, leading the charge after Leo kind of points out, a few things and helps to strategize with how to take them down so that Rosalind, these being so big, he doesn't want you to just do what you normally do and try to take the brunt of everything. They're big, they're slow, it's dark, they can't see. So everyone sort of splits up, 2 onto each of them. Hermia kind of goes in just a little bit ahead of you, using the Raven's anger to throw them off guard. And then Rosalind takes one, Hermia takes the other. Maeve and Ithric sort of back up with their arrows, pelting them from behind as Luster also distracts from the air. Leaf stays back with Leo, helping to call out and throwing in heals when they're needed, but for the most part, only maybe 1 or 2 is. And Zana from the back, she's a silencer, so she helps too. The blasts not nearly as loud as they normally are. And you take them down swiftly. It's only a single round of combat. So everyone,
Nice.
you are going to roll 1 hit dice.
All right.
You are going to subtract your constitution modifier from it. And then, Leaf, what is your con mod?
3.
So after you subtract your con modifier from it, you get to subtract an additional 4. So there's a good chance none of you
Just
take
1.
any damage.
8 minus 8 for 0.
Oh, yeah.
Minus
8 minus
2.
7 for 1. That's right. Because I have a con of 3.
So
No.
7 minus our con.
Sorry.
7 minus your con minus 4.
I
Minus
gained
seven.
1 hit point.
Good job.
Well, hold on.
love
So what's your con modifier, Hermia?
It is
2 damage.
3.
Yeah, so
So
you
7
roll a
minus
hit
7 is
dice,
0.
and then you minus 7 from it.
Wait, do I roll another hit dice?
No.
Just
Just,
one.
just the 1.
Okay, so it's 7 minus 3 minus 4.
0 damage.
Yes, okay, sorry. I didn't hear that you had
Oh,
did
we
the
thought you
7.
rolled an 8.
Oh,
Well, no, I thought you guys were telling her to, like, minus 7, then minus your con, but
no.
her con is in there. So, yeah, okay,
7
cool.
is
So,
what
yeah.
I rolled on my hit die.
I don't think that anybody
I took 2
took...
damage.
Oh, okay. Make sure you do Luster as well.
Right. What's Luster's?
Yep. Zana
Con.
rolled a 7, so I don't think she takes any
He's the
damage.
same.
No,
he
she doesn't.
took 2 HP loss. Oh no, I need to roll. What is your hit die?
He doesn't have a hit die. He'll just use yours probably.
And no, it is D10s. Oh,
They
the
actually
Drake has a
specify
number
the
of hit
Drake's
dice. The Drake has a number of hit dice D10s equal to your ranger level. So
Same as yours.
same as mine. Let's see. 1d10. He takes no damage. He good to go.
All right. Well, as I said, it was definitely a quick one.
Yeah, we did great.
So,
Good job, everybody.
after that, following the small ravine a bit further back, it's easy to realize or to notice that this was probably just a scouting party. There was only 3 giants here, and the amount of damage done definitely suggests there's probably a lot more. So continuing on into the side of the Wuyun Gorge, it takes you further into the low, craggy chasms, and gullies of the Sirios Mountains. After 30 minutes of slow travel and watchful eyes, you come upon a makeshift gate 40 feet high, built of stone and old fallen trees. Creates a perfect defensible position at the end of this ravine. You can hear grunts and some kind of language coming from the other side. I believe Leaf is the only one who speaks giant.
Yeah, I don't speak.
I speak
No.
giant.
Do they
Leaf.
speak primordial? I speak that.
Leaf, you understand. You know, this is giant, and they seem to be complaining about being hungry and not being allowed to eat too many of the humans. One mentions it likes the taste of elf best. They're sweeter.
Gross.
Leaf agrees.
Hey!
You have,
Leaf,
for
stop
now,
eating me.
the element of surprise. How would you like to proceed? There are gaps in the wall that you could slip through.
I suppose we will do that then.
I guess start with the range, and then we'll cover you as the melee go front, maybe?
So, peering through here, you spot that there are about 6 giants. 3 hill, 3 stone, meandering about. There are several fire pits, 2 of them currently lit up, some caves in the walls of the canyon, and a few large huts. In the back of this enclosure is a large, wide cavern mouth. There are countless boxes, crates, barrels, and other supplies stacked up outside of it. 2 of you give me a perception check.
I will do so.
Anyone got a +4 or higher?
I have a +8.
Wait, what? Sorry,
25.
I spaced.
25 in perception. And whoever else wants to do it.
16 +8.
Both of you, as all of you are kind of like looking in, the 2 of you notice something odd. You see these entities, these creatures that are hanging on to the giants. There's about 2 to 3 of them per giant. They match the hill giants in flesh tone, but they stand out more on the stone giants. They're humanoid in shape in the fact that they seem to have 2 legs and 2 arms and a head. But the arms, legs, body, and head all seem to be roughly the same width. They seem to be made out of skin. You're not sure if they have bones or not, and they wrap and cling to the giants and to some section of the walls in here very easily. They seem to be just hanging off of them.
Ugh.
I don't like those. Do I have any idea what that is?
Hey, Light, you're good with flesh things. Is that something you recognize?
Freezing.
Let me double check here real quick.
I don't
Roslyn,
like
roll
that.
a d20.
Just a flat D20?
Also, AKA Light's mood, apparently.
20.
Natural 20. Damn.
Okay, no, this was for a check for light, basically. So you
Fair enough.
describe them to her. And it takes her a moment. Could be a number of things, but the first one that pops into my head is chokers. Small aberrations. They're quick, boneless, climb around like spiders. Don't get grabbed by them. They normally go from the face, blinding you, cutting off your oxygen, and they have a venom that can exhaust you very quickly.
Do they typically live as parasites on things?
They can.
All right. Roz is gonna relay that information to the group,
Oh,
courtesy of Light.
We need to get rid of those fast.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very pleasant. How many of those would we say that we can see?
Not on giants.
Quite a few.
Mm.
So you once again have the element of surprise, and we are going to do another
A brief encounter?
brief encounter. Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay.
This one is going to be more difficult than the last. So let's start with strategy gambits. Who would like to do a strategy gambit?
I will do strategy gambit again, but this time I'm gonna direct like the ranged people to focus on the parasites, and the ground people to try and like not get too close to the ones that might fall off the giants.
Okay. Go ahead and make a... We'll do another... I'll let you choose. Insight check for this or a straight charisma.
It's my charisma modifier. I'll do insight.
Okay. Oh, also, just to let you know before you roll, one of the things that I added, since some classes don't have the finite resources available like others do, such as a rogue, you can choose to either sacrifice a hit dice or even take additional damage in order to get some sort of bonus onto your roll if you'd like to. Or you can always use inspiration as well, obviously.
I'll use inspiration actually.
Okay.
First roll's a 12. Second roll is a 16 plus 5, so 21.
That is a success. So that will bring the DC down a bit.
Roz is also going to do a strategy gambit this time around, and that'll represent her trying to get some information from Light and put that into practice.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead and make your... Let's call this a... You can use... Actually, I'll let you use Light's modifier. So go ahead and roll a d20, add 8.
I'll spend advantage or inspo on this.
Might as well.
Sweet.
Oh, good.
13 either way. 5 and 5. The dice giveth and the dice taketh.
They do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. Leaf, what would you like to do? Actually, Zana's also going to try and use a strategy as well, given her superior eyesight and the fact that she's a scope on one of her things, so she can kind of like help to find, direct, and eliminate threats. She will roll that as well. And she actually has 2 inspos, so I'm going to use one of those inspos because I always forget about them. Oh, Zana.
That didn't sound good.
Nope.
No, it did not. I have a feeling we're about to get some monsters on our face.
All right. Leaf, what would you like to do?
I would. I will do another support gambit.
Yep.
I'll do another 2nd level healing spell to help tank the damage.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
God.
I guess I'll inspo.
Yes,
Probably,
please.
Probably not a bad idea. Yeah, yeah.
This is worrisome.
God damn, you roll 20.
I know, right?
I'm in danger.
10.
Okay.
All right.
Maeve,
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot him with Luster's help.
Okay, go ahead and
would
make. Yep, go ahead.
Just saying, ideally using the strategies people are saying and shooting along with ordering Luster to eat
Yep.
them.
Did you want to use anything for any bonuses?
I don't know if I can, like, explain how to. I don't.
You just
Spend a
just let me
spell
know.
slot.
Okay.
Yeah, what you're using. Is
All
all you
right.
need to-
Considering where we're at, I would like to use a second level spell slot, but don't tell me what it does.
No, that's
Don't ask me
yep,
what it does.
That's fine. That's fine. That's no problem at all. So go ahead and roll a d20 plus your dexterity.
You got it. I'm also spending inspo because y'all are freaking me out.
Last one was too easy, apparently.
Apparently.
Okay.
14, so I'm no better, I guess.
Ithric.
Oh, God.
Okay. Same strat as before. Or rather, like offense gambit.
Mhm.
We are screwed.
Trying to like find the words for this. So, question about like you said, limited sources, right?
Correct.
I have this thing where I can like pull a wanted and curve my shots. Can I do that?
If it has like a cooldown, because you're the arcane archer fighter thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's something that you can only do a certain amount of times, like per rest or per day, that counts.
Oh no, it's just I basically just use my bonus action to reroll.
Yeah. So that won't give you any bonuses. It has to be something that's some sort of finite resource that like recharges after a short or long rest.
Gotcha. Okay, so then
So
in
like
that
you
case,
could
I'm
use
just gonna, like...
you could choose to like say that you use your action surge or like one of your second wins.
Okay. No, we'll just do attacks with nothing fancy.
Okay, then go ahead and roll a d20 plus your dexterity.
Fuck.
Hermia.
I'm.
Save us,
I'm-
Hermia. We are screwed.
I would like to throw up.
All right, Hermia, you can throw up, but then you have to go kill these things.
Like,
Exactly.
okay, so to be clear, no one has actually like gone up and like tried to attack these things. Like,
No,
everyone's kinda,
no.
Like,
So-
hanging back.
No, everyone has still done. Maeve and Ithric have done offense, and again, everyone is fighting in this. This is all just sort of narrative stuff. So Rosalind's still up fighting them. This is just to sort of help build out what this fight looks like. So you're not going to be there up there like all by yourself.
I'm gonna ask Fulmir what I should do, and he's gonna be like, just fucking hit shit. So I'm just gonna fucking hit shit.
All right, roll a d20, add your charisma.
Charisma. 24.
That is a success.
Not that it matters this round.
Well, again,
Does.
it's
It does.
it's
every
all
success takes an offensive action takes number of times we get hit out of the game.
correct.
Of it,
So instead of the 5 rounds that this would have taken, it's only 4 thanks to Hermia.
Yay.
So whether it was an overabundance of confidence after that first one, a bit of hubris, or the fact that these tentacly choker things numbered a bit more than you thought, this fight doesn't quite go the way that you thought it would.
According to plan.
Leo, as usual, outlines the way to take them down, telling people to focus on the same strategies that we used before. There may be a few more of them, so it'll take longer, but we can do this. What you didn't quite plan on once you launched your attack was that these giants, which normally have to get right up next to you if they want to do any damage, or throw big heavy rocks, which are normally easy to dodge, is that they reached up and grabbed these choker creatures and threw those at you.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It definitely did not go according to plan. Almost immediately, Ithric, Raz, Maeve, and Zana break from the plan, getting confused, anxious, whatever it is. They lose their focus trying to sort of zero in on their own safety and survival and just finding a way to get away from these things. At one point, one of them gets its claws over Leaf's face, and if it wasn't for quick thinking by Hermia, able to slash a lot of these down, because when attacks do hit, they come apart pretty easily, so they are not very sturdy creatures. Through her use of Foamir and throwing Eldritch Blasts around, she focuses on trying to take down as many of the chokers as she can, and as soon as Rosalind sees what's happened, she joins in as well. And it takes a minute for you to rally. It isn't the best combat that the Second Chances have ever fought, but you do eventually emerge victorious on the other side. So everyone, you are going to roll 4 hit dice. Take away your con modifier for each dice.
Wait, we
And then-
don't subtract it, or we do?
You do.
You
You do only your con modifier per dice, and then at the very end, you get to take off an additional 1.
Additional 1 at the end. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So 4 hit dice. Oh boy.
4d10 minus 13.
10.
I gained 3 more hit points.
That's not what I wanted to do.
16 minus 8 is 8, so 7. 55 minus 7 is 48. Okay.
Do you
All
talk
right.
about the roll thing? I don't do it often.
Oh, you mean to do what, like, Callie's doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think it's just
roll space
slash
4.
R.
/R space.
It's, I just do slash roll space. Yeah.
Yeah. /R roll. They both
And
work.
then the 48.
Yes.
minus all the-
48 minus con times 4 minus 1.
Your con is 12?
My con is 3, but I get to do it for you. Get to do it for every dice. So I just
Yeah,
roll.
for
Oh,
every dice.
okay, that makes okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta-
Roz is secretly rocking a 39 in Constitution. Y'all didn't know.
I didn't know that's how it worked. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. It's
Um,
it's basically the reverse of a short rest. So when you short rest, you roll a hit die and add your con. For this,
Yeah.
you roll a hit die and subtract your con, and that's how much damage you take.
So I rolled a 9. I
Mhm.
did it and rolled 20. So my guess is that I don't have any damage.
So you
like-
rolled like a total between 4 hit dice. It was 9 total.
Yeah.
Then yes,
You're not gonna take any damage.
you don't take any damage.
Or
luckily.
Yeah,
what's your con?
My con is +3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't take any damage. You're fine.
That's very nice.
If you roll
I'm
low,
happy for all of
if you roll low enough on your hit dice, there's a chance you don't take any damage at all.
Yeah, I rolled a 4, a 1, a 3, and a 1.
That
Lucky you.
that cloak served you well.
Or
it
unlucky me. Like,
I mean, it's lucky it happened then and not during actual hit dice.
well,
Exactly.
that's true.
So hard fought battle, but you do emerge victorious on the other side. Excuse me one moment. With 6 slain giants, various levels of wounds amongst you, and the fleshy scraps of chokers, as they were called by Light. Now looking around, what would you like to do?
I'd like to look for survivors or
Survivors.
prisoners.
So from here where you are, you have a few options. There seems to be a few sort of shoddily made huts around the edge, and then there's the large, wide open cavern in the back of this area.
I guess we'll peek into the huts. I'll peek into the huts first.
Okay. So taking a look into the huts, there are remains. You see chewed and gnawed up bones.
I'll let I'll kind of motion for Ithric in case it's the person that they're looking for.
Ithric is like he's sorry. They're slithering to and from frantic. Just kind of like looking at remains. Like they're just not even like they don't seem to be like what do you call it? Not aware of anyone else. Just hyper focused on tunnel visioning into just looking for any signs of
So really quick, Ithric, what is your HP? Like total in current.
Oh shit. Sorry. Bleh. Total is 57. That should be down to 47 because I took 10. Right?
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that your
Whoops. Yep. Sorry. Let me do
is
mine.
updated here.
Sorry, I kept focusing on D&D Beyond.
Hermia, are you full at 66 out of 66?
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, I forgot to do Luster. My bad.
All right. Well, not seeing only remains here. I guess I'll make my way towards the back cave.
Yes, and unfortunately, with these remains, we're talking just chewed and gnawed up bones, so it's difficult to tell if these belonged, Ithric, to anyone that you know.
Okay. And kind of like seeing that they've basically just like exhausted like all the spots where they could look at. They're going to just kind of like slump and
Not all the spots. There is still the large cavern in the background, or in the back of this ravine that is yet to be checked.
Are we able to like go that far in?
Yeah.
We
Mhm.
just
Okay.
were making sure everything out here was good before traveling in. If I can, I would like to kind of stop Ithric for a moment.
Sure. Yeah. Noticing how hopeless Ithric seems to be after frantically searching around, you can take a moment to speak.
Hey, what does your companion look like?
I and you kind of like see them just kind of like looking in the distance, not really seeming like they're currently there. They kind of look like they're looking at something only they can see, and they just go, well, she was the only person who was ever nice to me.
Okay. What's her name?
Hair like Hilda
Hilda. Okay.
runs an inn, tavern. I'm not quite sure. I try to visit as often as I can, but
He runs a tavern. Wait, that name sounds really familiar. What tavern does she run?
shit. What tavern does she run again?
It's more of a cafe.
The Tiny Bites Tea House.
Huh?
Tiny Bites Tea House.
Oh. Don't confuse me.
That's why the name sounds familiar.
Oh, okay.
Robbie, what was the
You'd have more of an idea than I do. I just know that it was a cafe of some sort.
Oh, then hold on. Did we not?
I'm pretty sure you named it. I just unfortunately
Oh,
don't
okay.
have
I
it
thought-
Thanks a
handy
latte.
here.
I thought
There
it
you
was
go.
something
Yep, that's
that
it. That's it. It's thanks a latte.
Okay, so then yeah, you kind of like see like a tinge of color just like splash across their cheeks as they kind of like murmur in a small voice while they have their mouth covered. It's Axolotl.
It's a very unique name.
Yeah, yeah.
She's-
She
she sounds-
she wanted her own shop. Was a fan of puns, and next thing I know, people have been raving about it. And
It
Gods,
sound-
Hilda, why did you go?
She sounds very clever and kind.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's one of the bravest people I know. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't really be out here doing. I owe her a lot. And if anything were to happen to her, while I was gone, I don't know what I'd do with myself.
Well, we haven't seen everything yet. What was she out here for exactly? How was she able to get past the gate?
Knowing her, I mean, she's very adamant about getting her own supplies, but I told her, don't go out right now. Wait for me, at the very least, so I could keep her safe. And I can't do that if I'm not there. And why am I never there?
It's not your fault.
Rosalind, as you get
Yes.
nearer to this cavern opening in the back, you do notice inside of it torchlight.
Right. Roz is gonna kind of like shift up against the edge of the cavern wall and start to creep in, see what she can see.
Why don't you give me a marching order for how you are entering in here?
Up front.
All right.
I'm after Roz.
Okay.
Once Ithric's
I'll-
okay, you can go ahead.
Sorry. I'll be in front of I'll put myself in front of Maeve.
And we'll be going up, so Ithric will be behind her and Mia unless Leo or Zan or Leaf object.
I can bring up the rear if need be.
Okay.
I'll be in front of Leo.
Sounds good.
All right. And then
And Zana will
in front
find a
of Leif.
place.
Yep.
Where she wants to be.
All right. So as soon as you walk in, Roz, the first thing that you notice is the path with the torches is off to your right and goes deeper. And indeed, there is plenty enough room in here for this to essentially serve as a giant width hallway. Off to your left, there is a large makeshift gate that is currently swung open that goes into a different chamber. From here, just walking in, you can see that there are large containers, probably constructed by the giants, in here.
Okay.
I would say, just from what you can kind of see from here, it seems like it may be a storeroom of some
Yeah.
kind.
Does it smell rotten?
There is I would say that the air is tinged with a sort of irony smell, but also the sour sweetness of rotting fruits.
Good to know.
I'll motion to Leo to quickly check out the storeroom and just see if there's anything in it. And
I can do that real quick.
while he's doing that, I'll kind of peer down the hallway.
From here, you don't see anything down the hallway. Leo, heading in. Storeroom, perhaps, for giants. But for you, I mean, you're looking at probably 70 feet one way, 50 to 60 feet the other way. This is a large piece of the cavern, but indeed, there seems to be crates, boxes, baskets, giant-sized, filled with various materials, food stores of some kind. Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check?
great as I thought it would be. About 13 plus 8.
13 plus 8.
So 21, I
21.
believe.
Okay. So as you are looking around inside here, you don't see the shadows move behind you. You don't see the monstrosity that looks like a cross between a man and a wolf, but also maybe a little bit monkey-like with how elongated its limbs are, as it seems to melt from the shadows and apparate behind you. Let me see if it has to grapple you here. It does. Go ahead and make a athletics or acrobatics check at disadvantage as this thing surprises you and attempts to grab you.
Can I spend inspiration, make it a flat roll?
You can.
And you said acrobatics also?
Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't a grapple. This is an attack that then he grapples you. So does a 18 hit your AC?
It does.
Okay. So you are suddenly surprised as something comes down over your head. You immediately, thanks to your time and your background, know that this is a garrote that you are being attacked with. And you are able to get a hand up, stopping this thin, jagged wire from being pulled taut against your throat. I will say that you are probably able to shout something out, so Roz and the rest of you hear this. Let's first do the damage here. You take 7 bludgeoning damage. We're going to put you... Oops. Up here. I will show you all what you see in just a moment.
51 minus 7, Roz.
44.
Thank you.
My lovely
I
human
could do-
calculator.
I can do complex math in my head. I can't do simple math. It
So,
makes
Roz,
me
you
so
are
mad.
starting to go that way. Let's just move all of you
I
in
can't
here
do
a
math,
little
period.
bit more.
I'm gay.
It's like me
Oh.
saying I'm a social worker. I can't
What's
do math.
my excuse then?
My excuse, I'm a social worker and I'm gay, so double whammy.
Gonna pop everyone else over here so you guys can see here really quick as well. Everyone go ahead and roll initiative. So we'll figure out in what order this is happening. We'll say that garrote was a surprise round.
Surprise.
Oh shit, did I ever get a token?
You
Yeah,
do
you're
have
on
a
the map.
token.
You're on the map?
yes.
Can you add me out of the turn order? I forgot to click myself.
Are you fucking kidding me?
End turn. Go ahead
Nice.
if you're like rolling in person or whatever, just put it in there and I'll get it all sorted. I'm just trying to get the map up here real quick.
I'm gonna scream.
Why?
I rolled a total of 6.
Oh, I can't move my token.
Hold on.
Sure, sadly is at 23 out of 40 because he took a lot of damage the last round.
Yeah, Roz is almost spent on lay on hand. She's got a little bit left, but not much.
Yeah, I got a greater healing potion if we're really in a bad
Yeah,
spot.
I've still got some Chaotim's ointments. They don't taste great, but
You're not supposed to eat them, Roz.
You should be able to. Are you sure? Are you on the select move thing?
Mm-hmm.
Represents character, Ithric. Name, Ithric. Player permissions, see edit. Determined by
I don't know
character
if this
settings.
matters or not. We can see Ithric's bar, but we can't see the numbers for health.
Yeah, same.
You might need to refresh, Mel.
Shit,
Try-
fuck. Damn
Yeah,
it.
try refreshing.
Try
roll for me.
refreshing. See if that helps at all.
That fixed it for me if you just didn't.
Yep, there we. Fuck. I can still only see. I see the numbers now, but I don't have control over it.
You still can't move your token around?
Nope.
Very weird. Okay. All right. For now, I will have to do it for you, and we will figure it out.
Try, because like I have the sheet. I have a sheet, right?
Yep.
Try setting that as a default token for me.
Controlled by Ithric. You move it now?
Yep, there we go.
Okay, cool. All right, Leaf, which of the two is yours? The 21. All right, so Leaf 21, Maeve, Roslyn, Hermia got 12. Ithric's on there. Maeve is on there. Zana, who gets advantage, gets 14 plus 8 for 22.
Dex is +5, by the way, for that tiebreaker.
All right, Leaf is on there. Maeve is on there. I think everybody's on there now.
Except for me.
Oh, sorry. What did you get? A 18 plus
23.
5? 23. And the Measle gets 22. Leo, what would you like to do? It will take an action to try and break the grapple.
Grapple. You said I could do that with acrobatics.
Yes. Wait, let me see. Yes, you do have disadvantage on it, though.
I'll still spend the inspiration to make
Okay.
a flat roll then. 14 plus 5.
All right. You are luckily able to break it, twisting and pulling your way out of it. That is your action, though. You have movement, and you have your bonus action.
I'm going to use my bonus action to... what the fuck is it?
Disengage.
Disengage. I was going to say flee for some reason.
All right.
And
so-
I'm going to... back towards the party. It's like, it's going to choke me.
And
Don't
as
get close to it.
as you look back over your shoulder, you watch as this thing steps into the darkness and vanishes as it shadow teleports away.
Oh, great. How many of these things
It's
are there?
magic.
What are you talking about?
And that's where we will pick up next week.